afternoon. We'd like to welcome everyone to the Board of Police Commissioners meeting for this Thursday, July the 16th at 3 p.m. We'd like to thank all of you for coming out. Sorry for the delay, and we're going to go ahead and get started. At this time, I'd like to ask Chaplain Peggy James, if she's on Zoom, to lead us in the invocation.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let us pray. Lord, we just thank you. We thank you for all that you have done for us. We thank you for keeping us. We thank you for this brand new day that we've never seen. God, we ask right now that your hand will be up on our police chief and all of our officers, all of the leaders, all of the commissioners. God, that you will continue to watch over and protect, oh God. God, we ask that you will bless this meeting. God, that there will be unity, oh God. God, that there will be good, productive information. God, that there will be harmony in this meeting. God, that we will not have discord. God, you will keep everything, God, on a good level. God, we ask you bless every person that will be a presenter in this meeting. God, bless this day. We give you praise and honor in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain James.
Bless you.
All right, at this time, we're going to move to oral communications and public comments.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Madam Parliamentarian.
Mr. Chairman, you need to announce that there is not a quorum if there is not one. You need to announce that, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. We do have a quorum.
Oh, okay. You went to public comment. I thought there was not one. My apologies.
Oh, no problem. Thank you, Madam Parliamentarian. Appreciate that.
Our first speaker.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, ma'am.
Our first speaker will be Ms. Williams, followed by Mr. James Ford.
Can you give them 1 second before you start? Commissioner Bowman?
It's a point of order, I suppose. I believe that we had other items on the agenda ahead of public comment.
We do, but I'm going to move to the oral communications public comments at this time.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Has the agenda been adopted?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Chairman, you have to have adoption of the agenda and the minutes before you do anything if there is a quorum.
All right. Does everyone has received their booklets? Hearing silence, I'm going to assume that everybody has it. That being the case, the chair will entertain a motion to approve the July 16th agenda.
So moved.
Support.
It has been moved and supported that we accept the meeting agenda for today, July 16th, 2006. All in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. If you want to move public comment, now would be the time to do it. Once the agenda is adopted, it cannot be moved without another motion.
Okay, so Madam Parliamentarian, you're saying that if we want to move oral comments up, we need to have that inserted into the agenda at this point?
Yes, sir. What you would have to do, Mr. Chairman, is ask if there's any objection to moving public comment to wherever you want to move it. And if there's no objection, then that would amend the agenda. But the chair on his own cannot change the order without approval of the board.
Thank you, Madam Parliamentarian. What we will do, we have the agenda before us. We will proceed with the agenda the way it is. Thank you.
Okay.
We have a motion. We've already approved that motion, so thank you. Now the chair will entertain a motion for the approval of the meeting minutes for July 9th, 2026.
It's another point of order. Did we do the roll call yet?
No, sir, we have not. I will circle back to that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Bowman. I'm sorry, do I have will anybody make the motion for the approval of the minutes for July 9th?
Be moved.
Is there support?
Support.
Thank you. All in favor of the motion for the approval of the minutes for July the 9th, 2026, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion does carry. At this point, thank you, Commissioner Bowman. We will go back to the introduction of the commissioners. Madam Secretary?
Commissioner Jones,
Present.
Commissioner Watts is excused, Commissioner Ivy,
Present.
Commissioner Williams,
Present.
Commissioner Morris,
Present.
Commissioner Bowman,
Present.
Commissioner Carter, Commissioner Camille,
Present.
Commissioner DeWalsh,
Present.
Commissioner Woods is excused, should be joining us per his notice. Present, you have 8 present, sir.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Now on to item D, the introduction of the BOPC staff, chief of police, elected officials, or representatives and community leaders. Madam Secretary.
Mr. Chair, through the chair, present from BOPC staff, Janya Underwood, Teresa Blossom, Dior Mathis, Armani Arnold, Armesia Joshua, Mary Barber, Felicia Tyson, Drew Freeze, BOPC Chief Investigator Jerome Warfield Sr., Dr. Francis Jackson, parliamentarian via Zoom, Supervisor Investigator LaSonia Sloan, as well as Katrina Patillo, DPD HR Director. First, Assistant Chief Franklin Hayes is present for the Office of Chief of Police. Our interpreters today are Stephanie Beatty and Angelique Taylor, Court Reporter Hanson Court Reporting, Audio Sergeant Enrique Jackson, Media Services Charles Henry. Other representatives registered at this time are Ms. Marie Overall, Administrative Assistant to State Rep Tyrone Carter and Vice President of 4th Precinct Community Relations Council, Nicole Fisher via Zoom, Secretary for 4th Precinct Community Relations Council, Ms. Frida Butler, 2nd Precinct Community Activist, J.G. Love, representing the Office of City Council Member Renata Miller. And I don't see Mark Young nor Ron Thomas. On Zoom are former Police Commissioner William Davis and former Police Commissioner Ricardo Moore and President of Lieutenant and Sergeant Association Mark Young is in person today. And those are the persons registered at this time. Chair Jones.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. At this time, we will move on. We have 4 resolutions that will be presented by members of the Board of Police Commissioners. So I will start off with a resolution honoring Carlos Chapman posthumously, and Commissioner Eva DeWalsh will be reading that resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Resolution of the Board of Police Commissioners honoring retired police officer Carlos Chapman. Whereas Police Officer Carlos Chapman was appointed to the Detroit Police Department on October 13, 1997, following graduation from the Detroit Metropolitan Police Academy, he began his career at the 5th Precinct and subsequently served with the Eastern District and the Tactical Support Section. And whereas during his distinguished career, Officer Chapman received numerous awards and commendations, including the 2014 Ford Fireworks Award, MLB All-Star Game Award, NFL Super Bowl Award, Conclusion of Consent Award, Confinement Judgment Award, Rosa Parks Funeral Award, Chief Units Award, and numerous citations and ribbons in recognition of his exemplary service. And whereas Officer Chapman's dedication to the Detroit Police Department and the Detroit community reflected the highest ideals of public service, and his contributions continue to be remembered with gratitude and respect, it is fitting that he be honored for his life and legacy, and now therefore be it resolved that the Detroit Board of Police Commissioners hereby honors the memory of Police Officer Carlos Chapman and expresses its deepest appreciation for his faithful, dedicated, and honorable service to the Detroit Police Department and that the citizens of the city of Detroit. The board extends its heartfelt condolences to his family, friends, and former colleagues, and recognizes that his legacy of service and commitment will not be forgotten. And I move for adoption of this resolution.
Thank you. It has been moved and supported that we adopt the resolution honoring retired police officer Carlos Chapman. Is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion does carry. Thank you, Commissioner DeWalsh. At this time, we will have a resolution honoring retired Captain Curtis Shell, and that resolution will be read by Commissioner Ivey.
Thank you, Chair. Whereas on June 12, 2026, after 27 years of exemplary services to the citizens of the city of Detroit, Captain Curtis Shell retired from the Department of Police, Detroit Police Department, while assigned to the 2nd Precinct. And whereas Captain Shell was appointed to the Detroit Police Department on December 1st, 1999, and following graduation from the Detroit Metropolitan Police Academy, served with distinction in patrol, operations, administration, and training. He advanced through the ranks of sergeant, lieutenant, and captain, serving in leadership roles at the Eastern District, the Office of the Chief of Police, and the Training Center. And whereas, as captain of the Training Center Academy, Captain Shell played a vital role in the training and graduations of hundreds of Detroit police officers. His commitment to developing new recruits and veteran officers strengthened the department and enhanced public safety throughout the city of Detroit. And whereas Captain Shell's outstanding service was recognized through numerous awards and accommodations, including the MLB All-Star Game Award, Rosa Parks Funeral Award, Super Bowl 11 NFL Award, I think I said that right, Commitment of Judgment Award, 2014 Ford Fireworks Award, Conclusion of Consent Judgment Award, and numerous citations and letters of appreciation. And whereas Captain Shell faithfully served the Detroit Police Department and the citizens of the city of Detroit with loyalty, professionalism, integrity, and dedication. His leadership, mentorship, and commitment to excellence have left a lasting impact on the department and many officers whose careers he helped shape. And now, therefore it be resolved that the Detroit Board of Police Commissioners expressed its sincerest appreciation to Captain Curtis Shell for his faithful and honorable services to the Detroit Police Department and extends its heartfelt congratulations, best wishes for a happy, healthy, and fulfilling retirement.
Support.
Thank you, Commissioner Ivey. Will you
Move
make a
for
motion?
adoption.
Thank you. And it has been supported by Commissioner Morris. Is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Hearing none, the motion does carry. Thank you, Commissioner Ivey. Now we will have a resolution honoring retired Corporal Leon Newell, and that resolution will be read by Commissioner Morris.
Whereas on May 22nd, 2026, Corporal Leon Newell, badge 1048, retired from the Detroit Police Department after 31 years of dedicated service. And whereas appointed to the department on November 28, 1994, following graduation from the Detroit Metropolitan Police Academy, Corporal Newell began his career at the 9th Precinct and later served with the Investigative Operations Division and the Communications Section. And whereas throughout his career, Corporal Newell distinguished himself as a dedicated police dispatcher, respected leader, and mentor. As a union steward with the Detroit Police Officers Association, he served as a knowledgeable advocate for department members while maintaining his highest standards of professionalism and integrity. And whereas Corporal Newell's outstanding service was recognized through numerous awards, including the 2014 Ford Fireworks, Major League Baseball All-Star Game, Rosa Parks Funeral Service, and Super Bowl 40, Chiefs Merit Awards, numerous citations, and letters of appreciation and recommendation. And whereas Corporal Newell's unwavering commitment to the Detroit Police Department and the citizens of the city of Detroit contributed to making the city a safer place to live, work, and play. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Detroit Board of Police Commissioners expresses its sincere appreciation to Corporal Leon Newell for his faithful and honorable service to the Detroit Police Department and extends its heartfelt congratulations and best wishes for a happy, healthy, and fulfilling retirement. I move that the board adopt this resolution.
Second.
Thank you. It has been moved and supported that we adopt this resolution honoring Corporal Leon Newell. Is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion does carry. Thank you, Commissioner Morris. And at this time, we will have a resolution honoring Corporal Rhonda Lewis, and that motion will be read by Commissioner Williams.
This resolution is honoring retired Corporal Rhonda Lewis. Whereas Corporal Rhonda Lewis retired from the Detroit Police Department on July 7th, 2026, after 25 years of loyal, dedicated, and exemplary service to the citizens of the city of Detroit. And whereas appointed to the department on November 30th, 2000, Corporal Lewis began her career in the 12th Precinct after graduating from the Detroit Metropolitan Police Academy. Throughout her distinguished career, she served in the 12th Precinct, Western District, Abandoned Vehicle Task Force, and Police Towing and Impound Unit, where she consistently demonstrated professionalism, integrity, and commitment to public safety. And whereas promoted to the rank of corporal on December 21st, 2020, she served as a supervisor, training corporal, and mentor to probationary police officers while ensuring the efficient operation of her command and contributing to the department's mission through her leadership, operational support, and dedication to excellence. And whereas throughout her career, Corporal Lewis received numerous commendations and special event awards, including the Rosa Parks Funeral Award, MLB All-Star Game Award, Super Bowl XL Award, Cassette Degree Award, and the 2014 Ford Fireworks Award. She earned the respect of her colleagues and the appreciation of the citizens. She faithfully served throughout her unwavering commitment, leadership, and exemplary service, and now therefore it be resolved that the Detroit Board of Police Commissioners express its sincere appreciation to retired Corporal Rhonda Lewis for her faithful and honorable service to the Detroit Police Department, and extends its heartfelt congratulations and best wishes for a happy, healthy, and fulfilling retirement. I ask for this resolution to be moved,
Support.
adopted.
Thank you.
Second.
Through the chair.
It has been moved and supported that we adopt the resolution honoring retired Corporal Rhonda Lewis. Is there any discussion on the motion?
Yes.
Commissioner Morris.
We need to verify that the actual resolution isn't reflective to what's here, because down here you have a different officer's name at the bottom where it said, therefore be it resolved.
Correct.
They did not put Rhonda Lewis' name down there.
Thank you, Commissioner
Verify.
Morris. Madam Secretary, you had your hand up.
Chair, and through the chair, the name is Rhonda Lewis. There was a typo. It may have, because time was of the essence because of the retirement ensuing. So the correct name and the printed one, that will be framed to be given, and so that the record, thank you, Commissioners, the appropriate correct name is Rhonda Lewis.
So, Commissioner Morris, thank you for bringing that up. That being said, can we go ahead and you will get this corrected in this resolution?
Yes, sir.
So with the motion that's being considered, we will be changing the name from Corporal Leon Newell to Corporal Rhonda Lewis.
No. If I may, I'm sorry, Chair. I believe immediately prior to calling the meeting to order, in your book, it is Rhonda Lewis. There was, just a moment, I'm not sure what.
I got Leon Newell.
And I have four.
I'm sorry. So
Let me
if I'm,
hold on, Madam Secretary. In the resolution that we're looking at here, where we get to the now therefore be it resolved, it has the name Corporal Leon Newell.
which is incorrect, sir.
Correct. So it should be Rhonda Lewis.
Yes, sir. Leon Newell, if you notice, was one of the other
Yes.
honorees,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
And due to the time, we will accept full responsibility. Our team, it was not corrected in the writing. So I apologize. So it is Rhonda Lewis.
Yeah.
All the other facts are correct.
Yeah, I mean, I read it as such with Rhonda Lewis, but documented, as Commissioner Morris said, we just want to make sure that it's going to be
I appreciate that.
printed correctly.
Thank you so much. And we'll make extra care back upstairs and check with graphics that they have inserted the correct name.
Thank you. Any other discussion on this motion? Hearing none. We do know that this will be corrected to reflect the name of Corporal Rhonda Lewis. So with that being said, all in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? The motion does carry, and the motion does carry and has been approved. That correction will be made. Thank you, Commissioner Morris, and thank you, Commissioner Williams.
Through the chair.
Yes, sir.
The resolution is saying honoring retired Corporal Rhonda Lewis. However, on the agenda in which we adopted, it says item 2D, resolution honoring Corporal Rhonda Phillips.
Thank you.
So I don't know which, if we are supposed to be honoring Rhonda Phillips in the resolution, or if the agenda is incorrect.
In the agenda, it should be, and Madam Secretary, you can certainly speak here, it should be honoring Corporal Rhonda Lewis. Am I
That's
saying that
correct,
right?
Chair,
Okay.
through the chair.
So, Commissioner Morris, in the agenda, it should have read Corporal Rhonda Lewis.
Okay, yeah, so I'll scratch that out.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up, Commissioner Morris.
Yeah, I think you
Commissioner
may-
Bowman?
Thank you. I think you might have actually something different on the emailed agenda than on the printed one, because I'm seeing Carlos Chapman, Captain Curtis Schell, and Corporal Leon Newell.
So you're saying, so you don't see the fourth one for Rhonda Lewis? And
No, I do not.
thank you. Madam Secretary?
Chair Jones, through the chair, commissioners, if I may, the draft agenda is forwarded on Tuesdays. And I believe, without having my computer up, that was the agenda that came out to the commissioners and other appropriate staff on Tuesday. Today, to accommodate the requests for resolutions. This one was short notice, as the leadership was informed. The name, it was not timely communicated, as I understand it, and we did our best to get it on, thus the typos. And the team apologizes for that, even though we're not 100% the reason why. The revised agenda that went out as of, roughly right after noon, I believe, carried the name Phillips, which we, minutes before 3 o'clock, found out the name was to have been properly Lewis. So your team, even though we made the error, we did our best to present it so that this resolution would be before the board timely for the retirement of this particular corporal. So those were the events that occurred. We apologize for the inconvenience. Thank you for your patience, and we will get better at making sure the names, et cetera, are correct.
Commissioner Bowman, anything else for you? No. Thank you for bringing that up. And Madam Secretary, we will work together to make sure that anything that comes up at the last minute, that the chair knows, so that I can also make sure that the Board of Commissioners know beforehand. Thank you. At this time, let us move on to oral communications and public comments.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Our first 3 speakers will be Ms. Sharnita Williams, Mr. James Ford, and Minister Eric Blunt.
Thank you. If your name is called, please come up to the podium.
We can go with Mr. Ford.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ford. You have 2 minutes, sir.
God bless you and thank you. I just want this to pass through the city. The Obama Weekend Festival is not about Barack Obama. It's about the next Barack Obama, and we definitely need somebody of that character to fill those shoes and to help the city and be one of the youth coming up. You know, the Obama Weekend Festival should be a smash. It's going to be held at 6th and Schaefer, and it's going to be a day or 3 days of just people interacting, people getting together, people from all over, people from all walks, showing their skills. We're going to talk about old things, talk about new things. We're going to show vision. We're going to show promise. We're going to show unity of the whole city, the school system, the rec department, the mayor's office, and everybody. We're asking everybody to come in and pitch in. You can help. The children's parade is probably the funniest thing you ever want to see children with their pets, their dogs, their toys. They're doing everything. So we ask you to come out and help. My phone number is 586-918-3061. It is going to be a lot of fun. Again, it's not about Barack Obama. It's about the next Barack Obama, who could be at your house or in your living room or under your bed having fun, and we want to make him great. We need to see the next Barack Obama. God bless you and thank you. My phone number is 586-918-3061 if you want to help in any capacity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next speaker.
I am. I was in the hallway.
Good afternoon, ma'am. You may be heard.
Through the chair, hi. I've been speaking about illegal voting in this city, ex-offenders, and non-American citizens. And you know, a couple weeks ago, I was downtown at the port, and it's amazing what you see at nighttime. They coming in through Canada, and I seen a fake wedding. But my point is, these are the people that's on the Detroit Police Department with fake names. Ex-offenders and non-American citizens voting here in this city illegally through the Detroit Police Department. And I realized something, because Where you guys getting these Social Security cards? Are they from numbers, dead people, the people that's in prison? Because I know when I go to the city council meeting, the people was complaining about their identity being stolen, and then people that's in prison, that their names was being stolen, and people was using their names when they were locked up in prison. But the bottom line is, I see the bad people coming in and out carrying weapons back and forth. Every time I come down to 1301 headquarters, you always want to keep me on the phones, hack into my devices, and I'm talking about the director. I'm talking about people in high position. A couple weeks ago, Fratello, you over here, and I could have swore that was the,
Ma'am, through the chair, please.
Okay. Like I said, a couple weeks ago, Fratello was out there, and I'm very familiar. My antennas be up because you all love to hack into my devices that aren't even on through no companies. So like I said, you talk about transparency, accountability. It's a bunch of bull crap when I can come here every week and talk about illegal voting and ex-offenders and non-American citizens in the Detroit Police Department, and you all act like it's fine, it's normal. It's not acceptable. Like I said, we got rapists, murderers, killers, all kind of sick, sadistic people, drug addicts, dope fiends, all kind of people.
Thank you, ma'am. Your time is up.
Have a good one.
Next speaker, please. Good afternoon, Minister Blunt.
Good afternoon. I'm Minister Eric Blunt from Sacred Heart Catholic Church right here in Detroit. Some of you may be shocked, but I'm going to start my comments off with a compliment. To DC Hayes, thank you for allowing me to tour the Detroit Detention Center and to continue to address the inhumane conditions that exist there. They have been a topic of discussion and debate and resolutions and promises by the chief for the last 2 or 3 weeks. So if you could please give us an update as part of your updates. For these resolutions, it reeks of corruption. And today, none of the awardees were even here. Do you really need to do this in a public meeting? Can you just pass around the resolutions and be done with it? It was almost a half an hour dealing with the resolutions today when we are here to deal with police officer misconduct. You may wonder why I am such, as some people call it, troublemaker. The Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King said, peace without justice is just noise. We're not here just to create noise, but we need justice before peace. Has the resolution that demands that union contracts not be in conflict with the city charter, has that been rescinded also? I know it was presented, but I'm not sure it was ever presented to City Council or the mayor's office, or has it been rescinded? Flock, the license plate reader, is DPD going to be the last? From large LAPD to the small Ferndale Police Department have decided not to continue and to renew the contract. And even the Ferndale City Council person said 98% of the data asked for in Flock is not by the city departments.
Thank you, Minister Blunt. Next, please.
Our next speaker will be Cunningham, Stewart, and James Cousins.
Good afternoon.
What up, though? How's everybody doing? 313-444-9114, 313-444-9114, 313-444-9114. That number was made so you can remember it. DDOT is having an input meeting today. I've gotten text messages already, and I've responded with the flyer for that meeting. Or you can Google Detroit Department of Transportation input meeting, and the information for the Zoom at 5 o'clock today will pop up. How it correlates with DDOT, of course, the protection for that DDOT service is now handled by the police, and I think they're doing a good job. A couple of commissioners said they wanted to do a bus ride along and said they would do it, and so I'll take them at their word. I appreciate Commissioner Lavish, Commissioner Victoria for doing those bus ride-alongs. We give out low-income housing lists and bus tickets on board to be a blessing as we just chat with the people. And these are human beings, brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers. These are not numbers. And so those encounters were well. Tomorrow, every Friday, I had an issue trying to get my cases of water frozen, so I went to Hollywood Market in Royal Oak, and they've been doing it over a year and a half. I get 10 cases, freeze them on Thursday, they freeze them for me. I pull them out with the bus tickets. I call it Free Fare Fridays. So every Friday, we give out bus passes, and bus fare nowadays is $2. And someone who's low income, that means a lot to them. So we give out the frozen water and the bus tickets. If anybody would like to go to Hargrove, Rosa Parks, and around the city, we touch over about 200 people. Please contact me at 313-444-9114. Free Fare Fridays, and also passing out masks for the next few days. Thanks to Detroit People's Platform, Renard Masinski, who donated these masks.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Next speaker, please. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Rochelle Stewart. I live in District 5, a 68-year long-time resident of Detroit. I wanted to get up today and thank the 10th Precinct. We had a bad accident that was at Bellatier in Collinwood. Guy running down over 60 miles an hour, hit the car coming up Collinwood, turned all the way over. I'm quite sure people probably have seen it on Facebook and stuff. I'm glad I was there. I live on Bellatier. They apprehended him right immediately. But the wife of Mr. Benson died, and I'm not sure what's going on with Mr. Benson at this time. But I thank them for responding quickly and getting it under control. Another thing I like to say is, August the 4th is voting. Everybody at the sound of my voice, please get out and vote. It's very essential to get out and vote. Your voice will be heard. A lot of people say, what does it matter? It's not going to do anything. Yes, it is. That one vote that you might not vote on might be the deciding vote for the person that you really wanted in. And we have 2 proposals on that ballot. And please get out and vote on them. I'm not saying vote yes or no, but it's the Wayne County millage, transportation millage, and the school millage. Please, everyone, take your time. Look at these candidates. Make sure they align with what you are looking for in a vision for Detroit or this state or whatever. But please take the time to invest your candidates. Sometimes you just go by the name recognition. That's not good enough. See who's doing whatever it is that you want seen done in your city, your state, and in this country. I thank you for listening. All of you have a safe and blessed day.
Thank you, ma'am. Next speaker. Good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. I wanted to briefly update you on a productive meeting I had with Chief Investigator Warfield, but we'll have to discuss that at the next meeting. Today, I want to share a serious incident. Imagine it's late at night and you're craving a snack, and you walk to the gas station, and you're minding your business, and out of nowhere, 2 officers shine their spotlights in your face, mock you, follow you for a couple of blocks, and then stop and search you, touching your private parts, etc., without your consent. When you ask for their badge number, they ignore you. It's not only a harassment, it's misconduct and emotional abuse, and I have the video. According to the Detroit Police Manual on page 11, upon request of a citizen, members on duty or while engaged in a department matter shall, when requested, promptly give their name, badge number, and or display their police identification card in a courteous manner. I'm demanding the body cam footage, a full investigation, and I'm also fining the officer the same way that we get fined when we don't follow the rules. If these items aren't provided, I will pursue legal actions. I also request shot spotter data to confirm whether a shooting occurred at the location. At this time, this is the third time officers have likely fabricated probable cause to search me, violating my rights. This pattern of profiling and oppression needs to end. Citizens are tired of being disrespected and mistreated, and we need accountability. This is not at all a reflection of the chief, because I'm sure he doesn't know that this is going on, but this is happening. And this is the officer right here. And
Thank you, sir. Your time is up. Thank you.
Our next speaker will be Gil Williams.
Sir, your time is up.
Am I not going to get a response?
Not at this time.
After Ms. Williams, we'll go into Zoom.
You got it.
Good afternoon, Chairman and Commissioners.
Good afternoon.
I know this is a police commissioner meeting, but I would like to talk about some logistics, things like bulk pickup, trash pickup, utility services, things of that nature. I noticed that I do a lot of observations, and I do a lot of driving throughout the city, and I noticed there's a lot of bulk pickup that's not being picked up on the roads, like on Myers, on a lot of the side streets. The bulk pickup is not being picked up. Also, home repairs for seniors is being neglected. I've reached out to certain departments, and I had no resolutions. But the utility services, I've written several letters to DTE and the governor and everybody in that command, elevated up the command, the chain of command, and we had a major power outage, and I'm sure it's not going to be the last one. The transmissions or the transformers in the city of Detroit and that power grid needs to be fixed. Every time there's a mild rain or a mild windstorm, power goes out, and that's not acceptable. Thank you. Thank you for your listening. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next speaker, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We're going to go into Zoom. Our first two speakers will be Ms. Tara Brown and former Commissioner William Davis.
Good afternoon. You may be heard.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I have a question, and I know you can't answer it, but what is the protocol for commissioners visiting victims of crime? It seems like it's okay when some members do it or some commissioners do it and not okay when others do it. The other thing I want to know is if you all can collectively reach back and grab the media services team from 2 years ago, because they seem to have it right. Right now, watching this meeting is like watching a kung fu movie. I see lips moving and nothing is coming out. Then sound is coming out later. And this just continues to happen. There's always a delay. We're looking at the timer as the big part of the screen while the speaker is in the small screen. And it didn't used to be like that. We need an overhaul. And based on the budgetary conversations that were had, media services is making too much money for this level of incompetence that we have been seeing. And it didn't just start. This has been ongoing. Been totally dissatisfied with watching this meeting from home. And I would come in person, except I have other commitments and priorities because outside of going to school, I work. The other thing I was trying to get clarity on is what is the protocol for commissioners hanging out with the police chief? Because, I mean, it's everywhere. I can make a drinking game. As a matter of fact, I have. So, yeah, that needs to be discussed. Also, commissioners meeting outside of this meeting. I don't know if you all know it. 3 or 4 people doesn't make a quorum in here, but it makes a meeting outside of this space. Again, I don't know how things are going, but you all need to revisit some of these policies. The other thing is, until you all figure out how to hold this meeting without Dr. Jackson having to interrupt literally every 60 seconds, stop trying to change this agenda. Nobody asked for public comment at the beginning. And since you all don't know how to put public comment at the beginning without her having to supervise it, leave it the way that it is. Have a good night.
Thank you, ma'am. Next speaker, please.
Good afternoon. Could I be heard?
Yes, sir, you can.
Okay, I'd like to start off by speaking a little different than I normally do. I hope that y'all have some N95 masks available for the people who come to the meeting, and I hope our officers are having masks on, because the city of Detroit right now is going through a major air quality problem with the fires coming from, with the smoke coming from Canada. So hopefully we are protecting our people who come there and our people that's working for us. I know that there's supposed to be masks available for City Detroit workers. Hopefully there's masks available for you and people who attend the meeting. Also, I had planned initially to be there today, but due to the poor air quality and the fact that I got on the Public Service Commission meeting today, when we was talking about how poor the service is for DTE in the city of Detroit, which I also think contributes to a health and safety concern too. We need to be making sure that our utility, monopoly utility, has more control, more responsibility for doing a better job. And hopefully y'all all will have a good day. And I would also strongly encourage everyone that's listening and everyone you come into contact with, that you encourage them to vote. We need better voting numbers in the city of Detroit so we can help save this state from going from blue to purple to red. Because we are a purple state leaning red. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Our next speaker, Mr. Chair, will be legendary Detroiter. After that speaker, we'll go to Mr. Smith.
Good afternoon. You may be heard. Hello?
Legendary Detroiter.
Okay, I just got the unmute prompt. Now, I want everybody in attendance to listen, everybody out there in the world to listen. Kenesha Coleman is not a suicide, and the DPD homicide commander, Rebecca McKay, is lying. There is no evidence of a suicide. Today is July 16th. 6 years ago, at this time, Kenesha was at the hospital on an emergency table after getting a blood transfusion because of the loss of blood. 10 L's of blood is what she lost because the EMS was not called when she was shot. Now, I've explained to everybody in detail numerous times how it is that I was able to ascertain that it was not a suicide. There's no gunshot stipplings, gun stipplings on the entry wound, through and through wound, no bullet fragment recovered at the scene. Kenesha died. She was assassinated. Over $4,700 worth of unemployment insurance money, Michigan unemployment insurance money, and I'm not lying about sugar honey iced tea. Now, the Wayne County Medical Examiner, the Wayne County Medical Examiner came back with an original determination of homicide. The Assistant Wayne County Medical Examiner, Jeffrey Hudson, 4.5 months later, based on information that has not been divulged to me, changed and amended it, the original determination of homicide to that of suicide. And this is BS. Total BS. And all the elected members on the Detroit Board of Police Commissioners have been cheated in.
Thank you. Before we go to the next person, I would like the records to reflect that Commissioner Darrell Woods has joined us.
Our next speaker will be Mr. Smith.
Good afternoon. May I be heard?
Yes, sir. You can be heard.
So I want to speak about a couple different things. I think that this meeting is very, very interesting. There's a gentleman named Marvin Walker who I want to talk about, who has an allegation against him for criminal sexual conduct against a minor or sexual assault against a minor. I think that's very, very important. And I spoke to the chief about this allegation yesterday, and I'm hearing from other sources that the investigation's already been dismissed, but the chief told me yesterday that he's going to still investigate. I don't like being lied to. Start off with that. Also, mothers keeping boots on the ground, and their families of homicide victims are, I'm sure, very disappointed in the way these meetings go, and the fact that we don't even ever talk about the open homicides. We just talk about the new homicides. We don't talk about the family members who have lost loved ones who have not gotten justice so far. Also, a few days ago, I and Commissioner Morris were out at a apartment building on 7 Mile an Hour Drive, and we pretty much made sure that a masked gunman with an assault rifle was apprehended. And I was told I'm going to get an award or something like that. This is the work that the CVI groups that we pay $750,000 per calendar year are supposed to be doing. They're supposed to be preventing gun violence. But as a private citizen, I'm out here doing the work that they're getting paid to do without a paycheck. Awards are nice. I like the contract. I like some form of grant for the work that I do to help fund the work that I do, because it seems like regular civilians are more effective at the work the CVI should be doing, and they're only working in the areas that they're supposed to be assigned to, and this and that. As just citizens, you should want to see your city safer, and you should be doing this work all over. And some of these people are abusing that authority. Some of these people are out here running criminal enterprises still, if you'd ask me. And I think that lots of investigations in the city of Detroit have not been investigated properly due to people and their connections and who they know. The Detroit Police Department needs to do better, because citizens are hurting and we're not getting these cases closed.
Is that it for the public comments?
We have three more.
Okay.
So our next three speakers will be Dinah, and please state your name for the record. Dinah Armo, S. Wynn, and Denise Lyles.
Good afternoon. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can I be heard?
Yes, you can. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you can. Yes, ma'am. Yes, my name is Dina Arimo. I am a victim of domestic violence, and during my court case, 3 of the police officers who were on the case did not show up. So I don't know what's going on. Is it incompetence or is it corruption? I don't know, but in Oakland County, I don't have that problem. That's why your state is going to turn red very soon, because people who are Republican bound seem to do their job correctly. Not only that, the person who assaulted me has also assaulted my child, who has also assaulted another child, and another case has already come up, and yet the detective on the case closed it, and now my daughter had to come out as a witness. The abuse has been happening, and it's been reported to the 10th precinct over and over again. I'm disappointed in the 10th precinct. I'm disappointed in the 3rd precinct. I'm disappointed in the entirety of Wayne County system. You guys suck. I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know what's wrong with the companies that is associated with you guys, but I have tried over and over again. My life, my family are all struggling to survive. I had to leave freaking Wayne County and live in Oakland because of all the madness. The man is Victor Lane Turner. He's an abusive, psychopathic, narcissistic individual, and nobody has done anything about it. I don't know how many times I have to keep on coming onto these forums, but I am very, very, very upset with the corruption in Wayne County. And if it turns into a Republican state, well, guess what? It'll probably be handled a lot faster than just waiting on the Democrats to do stuff. Because if you wait on Democrats, you're not going to have nothing done. I'm very, very, very disappointed. As a victim of domestic violence, this state and this county should do a lot better. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next speaker.
Ms. Lyles.
Good afternoon, Council.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Denise Lyles. Wow, that was a lot. I want to stand up for the 10th precinct. I'm in the Dexter-Linwood area, District 5. My family has been in this area close to 100 years, and we have a good rapport with the 10th precinct and public relations team. I want to thank Deputy Chief Hayes for coming to our 10th precinct public relations meeting last week. It was a pleasure to meet you in the absence of our commander. I know there are problems everywhere, but until we start trying to work together and stop just looking at the negative, look at the positive, because it takes all of us. It's not going to get better. We have to work together to make it better. I look forward to my 10th precinct. I also want to echo the thoughts of others about making sure you get out to vote. Your vote and your voice does matter. If it takes starting at home to make things better on each level. So thank you for all you do, guys. Thank you, 10th precinct. Thank you, Deputy Chief Hayes. Have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Chair, our next two speakers will be Miss Foster and caller with the last three digits, 124.
Are you there?
I'll try to unmute him. Miss Foster? Is that you, Mr. Foster? No? Miss Foster? Can you unmute yourself? Can you unmute your, you can speak now. We can go to the next caller, sir.
Thank you.
Caller with the last three digits, 124.
Yes, good afternoon. May I be heard?
Yes, you can.
Okay, thank you. So finally, someone from OCI called me about the abuse I suffered at the Detroit detention facility years ago, even though I came to your meetings repeatedly and asked for help, even asked for help from my city council office at the time, Mary Sheffield's office. Unfortunately, I was very busy, didn't get to call back, but I also wrote Chief Bedison and Commander, forgive me if I say his name wrong, Fulgenzi, about some other police less than stellar behavior when I got harassed at the KMAC Center, first by Allied security guards, and I believe it was, oh my gosh, Sergeant, oh, it's escaping me, did call me about it, didn't seem too concerned about their behavior, and then we discussed, he said he did try and talk to me years ago about the abuse at the detention center. At that point, I wasn't feeling too trustful of anybody, but when he told me of his investigation, I was shocked at how shallow it was. He just took the person's word for it that they allegedly screened me, and I said, no, they didn't. What did they do? He didn't even get the information from the person. So I'm a little disappointed. Now, I've seen some great police officers. You know, there can be bad apples in every bunch, including lawyers, judges, and doctors, and the rest of it. But, like, really, they need to step up their game on doing an investigation. Don't just take people's word for it. I was not properly screened by a mental health professional at the detention center, but I was at the Detroit Medical Center before I was brought there, and that lady said I was not suicidal or homicidal, and then I'd been assaulted and battered by a peace officer. So how did I all of a sudden become allegedly suicidal or homicidal, and then I had the striptease job done of me, and where is the video? What happened to the video that I have reason to believe was passed around?
Thank you, ma'am.
EPU Officer Dixon, is that time?
Yes, ma'am.
Our next caller is Tanya Jackson, and after Ms. Jackson, we're going to go back to Ms. Foster.
Good afternoon. Can I be heard?
Yes, you can.
So I was going to come in person today, but this air, I'm not going to come in. I've been speaking on this matter for the past couple of months. I know y'all tired of hearing about it. I'm going to keep speaking. The image that the chief tried to portray of me 2 weeks ago, unacceptable. It seemed like the department or anybody that support bad police officers, they try to make the victims the villains so they won't have to hold these officers accountable. Unacceptable. The fact of the matter is this narrative that he tried to portray of me and everything he tried to submit to y'all or show y'all I have myself, there was never a restraining order put out on me against Officer Dorset. I have that as well. I don't appreciate that he's trying to make me the villain so he won't have to hold that man accountable. Y'all been hearing about this all these months and still nothing is being done. I feel like y'all playing in my face. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Y'all got a habit of supporting bad behavior. Just like he thought he was digging up some stuff about me. Why did it take so many months for someone to look into this officer? Can anybody answer that? Why is the union fighting so hard for him to be back on the street? But the two ladies we heard speak last week, they can't be working because what happened? The union not fighting for them, but y'all fighting for a woman beater. That man is a woman beater. He do not need to be placed back on the street. No matter what the chief keeps saying or what narrative he's trying to play, y'all gonna hear me every week saying the same thing until that officer is no longer working for the force. What is it gonna take for him to kill me or him to get another complaint? Y'all gotta take stuff like this serious. It's unacceptable. The behavior of this officer. DPD have good officers. That officer is terrible. He's bad. So I'll be the villain, but I'm gonna speak my truth.
Mr. Chair, we're going to try Ms. Foster. So they're not unmuting. So that would be our last, I'm just going to make sure, that'll be our last speaker. We have another caller in the queue, Joanne Warwick, and we already heard from her.
Thank you. We'll be moving on then to the,
Through the chair, is there an opportunity to ask some questions in response to the public comments?
Yes, we do recognize you, Commissioner Camille.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to go back to what Minister Blount brought up. We did have a resolution that was passed requesting that City Council and the mayor ensure that the union contracts comply with the charter. Can we get confirmation from staff that that was indeed sent to City Council and the mayor? And also, if a person wanted to find all of our resolutions and public statements, where are those centrally housed where someone could see those?
Through the chair, the document was forwarded to City Council as well as the mayor's office. Also, I will have to review with staff right after this meeting on the posting that was requested by the board. Unfortunately, we discovered on, I believe it was yesterday, there was a backlog with Do It pursuant, if the commissioners will remember, the presentation by Do It a few weeks ago. I'm sure due to staffing, vacations in that department, et cetera, there was a backlog, but they are expeditiously moving things ahead for our postings. They prioritize matters for committee meetings and this board meeting today, but I will give an update by early morning tomorrow. As soon as I get the information, I'll send out an email.
Thank you, Madam Secretary, through the chair.
Yes, ma'am.
Can we also, when the secretary can dig that up, get a date that was sent over to the mayor and city council? That would be helpful. Mr. Chair, I have a couple other follow-ups here. I just want to thank Mr. Cousins for coming in and reaching out about the experience that he had with DPD. Just be assured that OCI is going to thoroughly investigate your complaint, and if you have time to wait, I'd like to speak with you after the meeting as well. Former Commissioner Davis did raise a good question in regards to the masks. I know that the city has made masks available in the transit and rec, in some of the transit and rec centers. I would like to hear from DPD on if there are masks available here for visitors as well as staff. Oh, there's a box right there. Thank you so much, First AC Hayes. So I'm glad to see that. Thank you. And then the last one, Mr. Chair, the lady that called indicating she was a victim of domestic violence, is it possible for staff to get her contact information so that someone from DPD can be assigned to assist her? It sounds like she's in a dangerous situation.
No, hold on. That was a question. I'm sorry, Madam Secretary.
Through the chair, on the agenda, it is posted weekly for any callers on Zoom or in person to call our office with their information if they want to file a complaint or otherwise. Due to the call-ins, when persons speak, their names nor their numbers most often are not given. That's why some months ago, since my tenure with the board, we added to enhance the availability of staff during the board meetings, before or after the board meetings. So the information is there. I'm not sure if the person will call, but that information is posted to call OCI or BOPC to give that information.
Thank you, Madam Secretary, through the chair. Mr. Chair, I would just recommend, because we don't know if the callers have the agenda in front of them, if we have a situation like that, maybe just saying that over the microphone so that they know where to call if they need us, if they want to follow up to their comment.
Understood.
Thank you. That's all.
Mr. Chair, if I may,
Hold on.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
First Assistant Chief had his hand up.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There was a name provided as to the tormentor of the issues that she had faced. I've captured that and will begin the investigation working backwards, looking into name complaints that was provided during today's public comment to start that investigation and make sure that there's adequate follow-up and the individual that is responsible for what she indicated is held accountable for that.
Thank you, First Assistant Chief Hayes. Madam Secretary? Had you had your hand up? Did you? No? Commissioner Morris, did you have your hand up? Yeah. I'm sorry.
Just a response to public comment. I do want to thank Mr. Jadante Smith, who, gave public comment. A few days ago, there was a property on City of Detroit's east side. It was an apartment building. And there was an individual who was there who was threatening and intimidating the residents throughout the apartment building. Mm-hmm. Myself, I went to do a welfare check. Mrs. Smith met me over there at the location. There was an active gunman that was running throughout the hallways. There's a location that has multiple women who have kids, little kids. The gentleman had pointed a firearm at a woman and her 6, 7, and 8-year-old child. As a mentor, and I work with the youth a lot, without thinking clearly at the time when I seen the individual at the side door with his firearm pointed in my direction, I still tried to advance the apartment building to get in there to get to the woman and children that were inside of the apartment building. Mr. Smith put his own safety at risk to assist me. There were 2 exits, and I couldn't man both exits. He went down to the other exit. He stood there, very vigilant, prevented any other women and children and other people from going into the building to further, risk more people. And we called Chief Bedison and DPD's 9th Precinct. They arrived relatively quickly. They took control of the situation. The individual with the firearm was taken into custody. So I would like to thank Mr. Smith. I would like to thank Chief Bedison, Commander John Savek of the 9th Precinct, 9th Precinct Patrol Officers and 9th Precinct Special Ops Unit. They did a phenomenal job. And this is what happens when you have commissioners, DPD, and citizens work together. And we could have possibly prevented a mass shooting or another child losing their life in the city of Detroit. So thank you, Mr. Smith, and thank you to the Detroit Police Department.
Thank you, Commissioner Morris. Commissioner Bowman.
Also, in response to public comments, I thought the board should make sure that anybody who is aware and has evidence of any false identities and other such improprieties by any DPD officers, they should send that evidence to us, because we hear allegations on public comments, but allegations don't really have any teeth and they don't go anywhere. So just if there is any anything to support the allegations, then that should be sent to us and also to Internal Affairs, so that the people who actually can do something are aware. Also, I wanted to comment, if it's okay. I'm really, if the chair could indulge asking Mr. Warfield if either of the people that you're aware of have gone to OCI that were on our public comments, including Ms. Warwick and the person who was speaking about who said he was harassed going to the gas station. If either of these people had made any complaints to OCI about what they experienced.
Chief Warfield.
Thank you. Through the chair, we have absolutely received an online complaint today regarding the one complaint about being harassed, going to the gas station and coming out. And we certainly have had our senior investigators in touch with Ms. Warwick.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Bowman, was that it for you, sir?
Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Looking around. Okay, at this time, we will move to the Chief of Police report. And sitting in, we have First Assistant Chief Franklin Hayes.
Thank you, Chair, and to this honorable body, those in attendance, and those that are joining us remotely. First Assistant Chief Franklin Hayes, on behalf of Chief Todd Beddison, I'd like to share with you what's going on in DPD. Want to share some crime statistical data. Our homicides continue to decrease with 9 less incidents this year over last year. Last year we had 85 year to date. This year we're at 78. I'm sorry, 7 less incidents. My apologies. Bad math there. Non-fatal shootings, we're down 11%, which equals 26 less shootings. We had 240 last year. We are at 214 this year. So adding that 7 and that 26, we have 33 less victims of gun violence in our community, here in our city. And DPD is working diligently, but as Commissioner Morris has indicated, we're not doing this by ourselves. With the collaboration of DPD and the community and the stakeholders and the elected officials and everyone doing their part. And I believe I said community, but again, I would be remiss if I didn't say community twice, because this is what it's all about, that we continue to trend favorably in making our city a safer city. Our robberies, 48 less incidents over this time last year. And our carjackings, we are on par, as we talked about, record lows. Over this time last year, we are still holding that trend line. We had 41 last year, and we're at 41 year to date. So again, this work, this notion, this demand for civility, this demand for a safer city, with everyone doing their part, we are continuing to make Detroit, again, one of the safest cities here in big cities in this country. talk about some significant events. One that made the news, where a homicide shooting happened at a motorcycle club. And this goes back to March 1st in the 7100 block of Warren, where we received a call that someone was shot, and upon officers' arrival, they found the victim inside the club with a gunshot wound to the neck. Despite life-saving measures from both the officers at the scene as well as medics transporting our victim to the hospital, they had succumbed to their injuries. We ended up arresting an individual on July 6th, and to the point, we don't stop. The work goes on after the report. This is 4 months after, and we did not give up. We relentlessly followed up on this and was able to find this individual and arrest them. And the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office charged Samuel Spencer Tipton Jr. With first-degree murder, possession of a firearm by a prohibited person, and felony firearm. So this is the work, the follow-up work that we continue to do, again, to make our city safe. An incident that happened on the 7th, where we had a 5-year-old shot on our west side. We worked, again, with the community in finding out who this individual was. We ended up finding out that a juvenile respondent was across the street at the park where he produced a firearm and discharged it in the air, striking our 5-year-old victim who was in front of his house riding his bike. The investigation led to the prosecutor's office charging this juvenile for careless discharge and causing injury or death and felony firearms. A few members of the community during the public comment mentioned a very, very tragic accident that happened on Collingwood on July 10th, where an individual speeding, driving recklessly, struck a couple, husband and wife. The wife had succumbed to her injuries, and the husband is still in the fight for his life. I had an opportunity to speak to the daughter yesterday. We are doing our best to keep her informed during this life-altering experience. The individual was arrested, is indicated and charged with reckless driving, causing serious impairment, death, body function, and habitual offender, 4th offense notice. So he's had a history of this. And again, he was captured and held accountable and was charged for his crimes or his actions. Talking about our community events coming up on Saturday, this Saturday, Public Safety Fun Day, where the Detroit Police Department and the Detroit Fire Department will have a family fun event. Community members will have an opportunity to enjoy field day activities, basketball games, bounce houses, and complimentary food. The event will take place from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. At the Palmer Park Band Shell located at 1441 West 7 Mile Road. Chief Beddison, in his commitment and being engaged in being in the community, has a hallmark event that happens every Wednesday during the summer. His Walk a Mile Wednesday. It was scheduled for yesterday. It has been rescheduled to next Wednesday, the 26th, weather permitting. And as we get into, and as I close, and I'm sorry, it was set for the 7th precinct at the Coleman A. Young Recreational Center, located at 2751 Robert Bradbury Drive. Should it go next week, it is scheduled, the assembly begins at 6:30, and we will step off for our community walk at 6 p.m. The reason that it was scheduled, as we see outside, is the horrendous air quality attributed to wildfires in Canada. So for that, and with regard to the community, Chief made the decision that we would not expose our residents to this harmful air. As it was indicated, and as former Commissioner Davis talked about, and excuse me, Commissioner Camille also asked, what are we doing as an agency? First, our internal operations and what we're doing for the community to ensure their safety or their respiratory safety as we go through this, as this plume of smoke passes through. Our members have been provided the KN95 mask and are encouraged to wear them when they're out in the community or, again, doing what it is that they do and serving and protecting. In addition to the mask that they have, that they're donning, they also will have a surplus of masks. So when they encounter a citizen or a resident that needs a mask, we can provide that as well. As Commissioner Camille indicated, we are working with DDOT, and this is an initiative out of the mayor's office. As Mayor Sheffield said, it was all hands on deck, all resources collaborating together. So we had a bit of surplus, or we had a sizable amount of masks. So then we're working with DDOT right now to ensure that they are made available at the Rosa Parks Transit Center, as well as the Jason Hargroves Transit Center, and several, whether they be cooling locations or recreational centers throughout the city, such as the Northwest Activity Center, where we have dispatched some of those masks as well. And I have with me, for those that are here today that need a mask, we have masks here at DPSH to provide to those as they leave the building and go out in this harmful air. Commissioner, I appreciate, I tried to be as brief as possible, but thank you for allowing me the opportunity for the DPD report. And if there are any questions, I will do my best to answer what I'm informed of here. And if not, I will expeditiously follow up with you with the answers for any other questions.
Thank you, First Assistant Chief Hayes. From the Board of Police Commissioners, do we have any questions for First Assistant Chief Hayes? I don't know which one had their hand up first, but I'll go to the lady. Commissioner Camille.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair, and through the chair to First AC Hayes, thank you for your report, and thank you for ensuring that DPD staff and community have access to the KN95 mask. Definitely appreciate that. A couple topics of concern I just would like to raise. One is I'm following up on an inquiry regarding the death of a former police officer and his girlfriend some time ago. I've sent 2 emails since June. You and DC Parish were on the first one, and the chief's office is on the second. But I really like a response on that as soon as possible, just trying to get this family member to you all so she can get some answers. So I didn't want to go into the details of the situation here in the meeting, but if I could get a response to that, I would appreciate it.
Through the chair,
Yes,
absolutely, and whether it be a matter of a closed session to talk through this or whatnot, but not agreeing that this wouldn't be the forum to discuss that, we would definitely follow up with you on a strategy to what it is that you brought up.
Thank you so much. Through the chair, my next item, and this is just awareness for the department, I'm getting more and more complaints from residents that they're calling 911 for dangerous situations and that they're saying that DPD is not showing up. In fact, last night I was in a neighborhood association meeting and 3 residents shared 3 different situations like this. So I'm very concerned. I did ask them to file OCI complaints so that our investigators can figure out where the ball was dropped. But I want to just make sure you're aware that this is coming up fairly frequently. And then through the chair, my next questions are around DDC, and there's a few different areas of concern here. So first of all, I know DDC was using open windows and fans to reduce the temperatures in the facility. So now that the outside air quality is so bad, what is the plan, and at what point is the facility just deemed unsafe and detainees need to be held somewhere else?
Through the chair, we, due to the air quality issues and absent the air quality issues, we bought some industrial air coolers to blow inside and circulate the air and cool both sides of the DDC, both for our male and female detainees. So the windows have been closed. And again, we have these portable air coolers that are circulating through there for the time being, but also paralleling this, we are working with the cities. I don't want to misspeak, but the city entity over capital improvements. And we have already sent out for the quote for the installation of an HVAC system. And just historically speaking, a short while ago when we became the custodians of the DDC. There was no air in the building before then. So this has always been on our roadmap for capital improvements since we have acquired this, and we are, again, working through this. As several members of council have asked as well, when will the contract be before them so that we can get this? So this is certainly a DPD priority, and we will keep you updated as to the process of the actual HVAC system installed at that location.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Those are great updates. Glad to hear that. In addition, for DDC, it was shared with me that in the last 2 weeks, the temperatures in DDC reached up to 102 degrees, and that there was a patient with epilepsy that had 6 seizures. We were supposed to be getting a report of heat illnesses, and last week it was shared with us that there were no heat-related illnesses, and so that's why we didn't get the report. In addition, the temperature report in front of us doesn't reflect any temperatures over 95. So, Chief, can you just speak to the accuracy and completeness of the reports that we're getting about this?
Thank you. Through the chair,
Yes, sir.
I can speak to the report that's before you, which I concur. I see nothing that reflects a temperature reading over that triple-digit number that you have provided. And in any case, whether it be heat-related and it could be the winter months, whether it be temperature-related going in the opposite direction. Anytime there's a medical trigger, they will get immediate, whether it's the care team there, but if someone is seizing, and I could look at that specific incident, if you can provide me that information or that detainee's name, they would have more than likely been taken to an area hospital. So if you can get me that information, I can give you a follow-up for that specific incident. But in those situations where someone is in medical distress of that nature, they go to the hospital.
Absolutely. Thank you, through the chair. And I have no doubt that if someone has a medical emergency, that you all are handling it. My concern is that I requested 2 weeks ago that we start to be notified if there's an illness that is related to heat. And I don't know if this situation was or not, so I appreciate you looking into this. I'll get you whatever information that I have. I just want to make sure that that is included in the documentation that we're receiving as the DDC is working through the temperature issues.
Through the chair, yes, ma'am.
My last one regarding DDC, and this is actually my last question for the chief today. So my understanding is that that DPD's policy is not to hold anyone in DDC more than 48 hours, with the exception of a detainee that might be held for, say, 72 hours because a holiday weekend or something. And then in those cases, a special report is supposed to be filed for each case to document why they were held longer than the 42 hours. So, and this is for my fellow commissioners here, I move that at the beginning of next week, DPD start to provide the board a weekly report of the number of detainees that are held over 48 hours, how many total hours each were held, and a confirmation that those appropriate reports were filed for each situation.
Support.
It has been, there is a motion that has been moved and supported. Madam Camille, if you can state the motion just one more time so we're clear.
Sure, Mr.
It was
Chair.
asking for a report, what was it, weekly?
Yes, a weekly report showing the number of detainees held over 48 hours, including how many total hours each was held, and confirmation that the appropriate reports were filed for each situation.
Thank you. Commissioner Camille, is there any discussion on the motion?
Yes.
Commissioner Morris?
I would like to know, because what we have going on with OCI.
Hold on one second. Is this a discussion on the motion?
This is related to what you just said, sir.
Okay.
What's going on with OCI at DPD having to take personnel and dedicate it to work with OCI for the body cam footage. And they are already working in collaboration with the board on that. Does the department have enough personnel? Would it interrupt the operations of the department to meet that requirement? Because I know, you have people that are coming in 24 hours. So you have 3 different shifts. They have to take records. They have to be compiled. and whatnot. Is the department able to meet that demand?
Are you directing that through the
Yes, I'm
chair? Are you
asking the
directing that
department,
question to
because I
First
want to make
Assistant
sure
Chief?
it's something that they could, a demand that they could actually meet.
Yeah, I'm just trying to connect it to the motion. but-
Yes.
If directed by this body, we keep copious notes as it relates to the length of the detention. Certainly not wanting to violate anyone's constitutional rights over being detained outside of what the law allows. If that is this body's directive,
I'm sorry,
the
sir.
department will certainly adhere to it.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Commissioner Woods.
Yes, I know.
Turn your mic on. I can't hear you.
Okay. Thank you. Through the chair, as it relates to the 48-hour rule, 72-hour rule, and all that type of stuff, I'm not a lawyer, and I don't think we have a lawyer here right now to talk about how long a person can be held. Some people say 48 hours, like she was saying, like 48 hours on certain things. Then you say 72 hours. So that's, Grant, thank you. Grant is here. He is a lawyer. That's a good one. If he could chime in as relates to, through the chair, as what is the legal requirements for detaining someone, 48 hours, 72 hours, or whatever.
I have no problems with Mr. Hall coming out.
Through the chair would depend upon the situation. There are situations, as articulated, holidays, weekends. Also, if the individual has had a hearing, then the individual is detained for a longer period of time until the transportation has been arranged to have that individual go to the Wayne County Jail.
And I guess through the chair, what I'm for clarification purposes, in a normal setting, without holidays, weekends, whatever, and I don't think weekends even, that the threshold counts starts whenever they get there, the moment they get there, and it's up to what, 48 hours or 72 hours?
8 hours.
48 hours. Okay, and what I'm hearing is that there may be some people held longer than that. Is through the chair, if I can get some clarification from our fellow commissioner, is that what you're saying, that folks are being held longer than the 48 hours?
Through the chair.
Yes, ma'am.
So this was discussed in our most recent policy committee meeting, and we got confirmation that the per DPD policy is 48 hours, and there are circumstances where someone will be held for longer than that, but in those cases, there's some type of documentation that is completed to substantiate that this is an exceptional situation. And just to clarify, that's up to arraignment. So of course, if they're arraigned and they're being held over, then of course they've entered now a new process. But up until their arraignment, with the clarification that we got is this 48 hours. And so I would like to just make sure that if there's any type of frequency of individuals being held for more than 48 hours, that's very clear to us, so that if we see a spike in that or, a volume that, raises red flags, that we're able to easily see that.
Okay. All right. And through the chair,
Yes,
so this this is not a normal practice of the far as going over the threshold of 48 hours.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, so all right, I'm good. Yeah.
Thank you, Commissioner Woods. All right.
Through the chair. I'm sorry. I just
Commissioner
have a question,
Carter.
a clarifying question. So will you want a weekly report regardless of whether?
It's on.
It's on, yeah. Regardless of whether or not there's someone that's been held over 48 hours. So you want a weekly report regardless? Or do you want to report when someone is held after the 48 hours?
Through the chair.
Yes, ma'am.
So if there's a week where no one is held over 48 hours, I would expect that to show as 0, or at least a confirmation that no, there wasn't anyone, so that we know that the report just wasn't missed, but that there was no one to report. And then if there are individuals that are held over 48 hours, again, understanding how long each one was held. Was it the 72? Were they there for a week? You know, so that we can understand when something is amiss that shouldn't be happening.
Question
Yes, ma'am.
through the chair. Are there occasions when you hold individuals for other departments or state police or anything like that at the detention center?
Through the chair.
Yes, sir.
Yes, but it is only, again, within that constitutional time period. And anything with them not coming to pick them up, if they can't meet that 48-hour deadline, then at that point they will be released. And if I can just go into an example, we know intimate partner violence is unacceptable by any means. And if we come into contact with someone who has a felony warrant for domestic violence, we are duty bound to arrest them by policy. We arrest them based on that felony warrant, and then we then notify that agency. And if that agency does not come and pick them up within that 48 hours, we have to release them. We will document it, and then we have to release them. So yes, there are times when we have those in our custody that are not on a Detroit or a local warrant that we have to be mindful, but we will still adhere to that exact timeline.
Thank you. All right, we do have a motion on the floor. Any more discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please indicate by aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion does carry. Thank you. At this time, Commissioner Bowman?
Oh, I think, yeah, I don't know if more, well, okay.
Well, mine's is quick.
Oh, I didn't see you.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Mine's is quick. AC Hayes, there's been residents in the area of Whittier complaining about an address 10631 Whittier, which is the Cover Girls strip club that has reopened there. And so these complaints are because they're concerned about, they have a parking lot that's designated for their business. The people who are going in to patronize their business, when the parking lot is filled, have a history and a notorious habit of blocking the area homes where they have to park or pull out their driveway, parking on the street illegally, loud noise, excessive noise outside of acceptable hours. And I would just like to see the department to aggressively enforce all city noise ordinances, parking violations, littering as far as trash, alcohol bottles, things like that are around there. I would like to see the department have a zero tolerance when it comes to that, because it's unacceptable. You have an apartment building right next door to the strip club, and kids live in that apartment building. You have churches that are there. There's a block club community. There's an elderly, that's a senior community that is there. And so that is troubling. I would like to definitely see the department to aggressively enforce, all city ordinances, state laws that are being violated. I would like to see them to be held accountable, because that's unacceptable. And we're just sick and tired of individuals from outside communities coming in here and opening up strip clubs, dispensaries, vape shops in which they sell to underage kids. It's unacceptable where you live at. Don't come in Detroit and bring it here. And I would like to see the department send that in a strong message by holding them accountable. Thank you.
Thank you.
Through the chair.
Yes, sir.
Commissioner, we will certainly ensure that issues or quality of life issues associated with not only this, but any business in the city, it will be on the precinct's radar. It is a lawfully owned, we would call those, the acronym is SOB, but a sexually oriented business that is lawfully open, and I do not want to commit to targeting this location, although as I've saw in media reports, it may be unwelcomed, and some of the community members may not be happy with it. I can't treat this any different than any other sexually oriented business open in the city, but I will tell you that it will be on the radar for all DPD activity, and again, subject to the others, that where they could be potentially inspected by our vice unit. By our partners at BC, our partners at the fire marshal, partners at the health department to go through, and there is no cadence. I mean, they could come back 3 days in a row. So it is our commitment that they will be held accountable both inside and anything that is outside that location for those that may be committing lewd and lascivious conduct and the vehicles that are there, as well as littering, illegal parking. It is now on our radar, but I would be reluctant to say that that we are going to solely focus on that location. But we got you, sir.
Thank you, First Assistant Chief. Commissioner Bowman, I know you had your hand up, sir.
I had a couple questions for the chief, for the assistant chief. One of the questions I had regarded, and this has been a topic since actually the fireworks, but especially last week we had assurances that by sometime this week we would be seeing the body cam video pertaining to the officer-involved shooting of Alonzo Lee Perkins. And that didn't happen. And I'm wondering why.
Through the chair.
Excuse me.
I don't know who to answer.
Through the chair.
Commissioner Morris?
We've already, I don't know if Commissioner Bowman has been updated, but that is something that has to be worked out through the corporation counsel, the attorney for the board, Conrad, is what we were told. Conrad is out of town, and I believe he won't be back in until the 30th. And when he's back, then they will start to figure it out from there.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Follow up. Is it customary that when
Through the chair.
DPD, through the chair, is it customary that when DPD wants to show body-worn camera video to members of the Board of Police Commissioner that it be cleared through the Corporation Counsel?
Through the chair, it's my understanding that through closed meeting procedures, Corporation Counsel needs to be present.
Okay, thank you. I wasn't aware of that. Okay, and then another question regarded, and I've been hearing from community members through the chair.
Yes, sir.
I've been hearing from community members a lot of concern about surveillance, and I'm looking for a little bit of clarification. Do we use flock cameras, the organization Flock Safety? Do they have cameras currently in Detroit recording events at intersections in the city?
Through the chair, we do have flock technology for our license plate readers.
Okay, thank you. And as a follow-up, I recall when I was at a policy-related meeting, it was at least a year ago, maybe 2 years ago or longer, that when the discussion of having license plate reader cameras came up, that, and there was a policy meeting about it, that it would only be, that they would be somehow triggered on site if they received a, I guess if they detected a plate for which there was some kind of warrant, but otherwise no information was saved or recorded. Is that part true?
Through the chair, that information is purged. through the cycle, and I would love to, and for your understanding, at your leisure, when your schedule allows, I'd love to take you for a real-time crime center tour so you can see this technology being utilized, what populates, what we get alerts to, and then also when the information is recorded over or discarded.
Thank you. I welcome that, through the chair. I welcome that opportunity.
Look
Thank
forward
you.
to it, sir.
Thank you, Commissioner Bowman. Commissioner Williams.
Got a question through the chair. I know Commissioner Bowman asked, was the license plate readers reading license plates? But did he also ask, was the license plate readers recording things that were going on at intersections? So I wanted to be clear, outside of reading the license plates, are the flock cameras recording activity that's going on at these intersections? If I'm not mistaken, Commissioner, was that where you were going?
Yeah, there's also information I'm interested in, yes.
Yeah, that's what I believe he was saying. And I heard you say yes on the license plate readers, but are the flock cameras actually recording activity that's going on at intersections or recording things outside of just license plates?
Thank you. Through the chair, they are license plate reader cameras only. That is all they activate. Some are, I believe the majority, they are at intersections. So yes, when that is all that what they trigger, and they just simply capture the license plate and read the license plates as they pass through. That is it, sir.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Morris, I know you had, or are you good?
Yes, just another follow-up too. I appreciate your response to that. As far as cover girls, I will be going out every 30 days, boots on the ground myself, to speak with the residents of the apartment building and the people who live nearby to see if there's been any calls for service made, and if they are, them calls are being serviced and they're being taken care of. Because I see on here where it says mental health related calls, and it says a grand total in the last 7 days, the department received 376 calls for service. Out of the 376 calls, it says the department serviced 315 calls. So we have 61 calls that were not serviced for mental health related situations that include mental nonviolent, mental violent armed, mental violent not armed, suicide threat. And so I'm trying to get clarity on that. If I'm misinterpreting something, but there's 376 calls for service, and 61 of those calls didn't get serviced according to this data.
Thank you. So to answer that, there are a number of reasons why those numbers may not be the same, which is quite frankly why the Detroit Police Department and our mental health co-response is the model for addressing those that are in need. One situation or one scenario could be 2 people call on the same incident. So we're not going to, one would be typically answered, or we would collapse the 2 together, and those 2 or multiple would just become 1 call.
Well, Chief, why would you not collage them together as calls for service too, so we can make a distinguishment between when that is happening and when it's not happening?
So that's one, and there are several different scenarios, and I am prepared to get a more granular report to talk through what it may be. The second is that although they call, we may not dispatch a unit, because our mental health co-response and our response to those that are in crisis starts the moment they call 911. We have embedded mental health clinicians right in our call center. So the call, and we can get them stabilized, direct them to services. They may just want to talk, and we just may need to bring them back to baseline. From that phone conversation, we may not need to deploy or send a scout car. So there are a number of reasons why these numbers, why you may see a deviation, but I can provide a more granular report going forward just to talk through how we got here and again, what our numbers look like and the numbers that were referred.
I understand. I just didn't understand it,
No
so
worries.
I'm glad you did break that down for me. And then the last thing is the last meeting we did. There were two individuals who were recently separated from the department, and we referred them to the chief. And I just wanted to make sure that they were referred and that they are being serviced and communicated with, and see where we are with that.
Thank you. Corporal Battersby?
Through the chair, yeah, I recommend we take that, maybe not today, but behind closed doors. We have some information in regards to both of those per your request, and I don't think it's a good idea to discuss that in open.
I agree. Yes.
Also, through the chair.
Yes, sir.
To the answer to BOPC Camille's question about the information she requested, I have that information. There was no investigation. I'm not going to discuss it publicly, but there was no investigation done by the Detroit Police Department. So that was a Livonia issue. So I do have that information if you need it.
And that's all. Thank you, Assistant Chief Hayes, and we thank you for your service and everything that you do to assist the board.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, First Assistant Chief Franklin.
Yes, sir.
At this time, we will move on. We have a presentation to the board by HR Director Patillo.
Good afternoon, through the chair. I'll be presenting the report for the month of June. So the department was staffed at 94%. For sworn, they were staffed at 97% and had 93 vacancies. For civilian personnel, it was staffed at 88%, had 102 vacancies at the time. So for the sworn recruiting, the report I'm giving you will take you through the end of the fiscal year, because now we're in a new fiscal year. So it's July the 1st, 2025 to June 30th of 2026. So total applicants was 5,479. In processing was 1,401. Withdrew was 201. Archived 2,253. Hired was 336. Temporary disqualified was 750. Permanently disqualified was 454, and awaiting MCOs was 260. For the month of June, physical fitness testing and written testing. Scheduled for written, we had a total of 79. 48 appeared, 30 passed, which was a 62% passing rate. Failed was 18, 38% failure rate, and no-shows was 31. For the physical agility test, we had 101 scheduled. 55 appeared, 38 passed, which was 69%. 17 failed, 30%, and 46 no-shows. For new hires, sworn, we had a total of 33. Civilian professional staff, 3, for a total of 36. For the Detroit residency information, for Detroiters, total sworn, 585. For Detroiters, civilians, for Detroit, 373, and 9 police assistants. For non-Detroiters, we had a total of 1,996. Sworn, 405 civilian professional staff, and 9 police assistants. Of those numbers, we had 1 civilian new hire from Detroit, and then sworn in those numbers, we had a total of 10. For student intern program, we had a total of 17. For attrition, we had a total of 30. That was 19 sworn, 11 civilian professional staff. For our leave of absences, for FMLA continuous, we sworn, we had 11. Civilian professional staff, 3. For FMLA intermittent, sworn, we had 109. Civilian professional staff, 82. Paid parental leave, we had 11 sworn, 1 civilian professional staff. Medical leave, we had a total of 3 and 3 sworn, and 3 civilian professional staff. Military leave, we had 10 sworn, 1 civilian professional staff. Restricted, we had a total of 50 for sworn, 5 civilian professional staff. Disabled was down to 29 sworn, 1 civilian professional staff, and 6 status was 33 sworn, 7 civilian professional staff. For suspensions, we had a total of 19, 18 being police officers, 1 sergeant, and then for separations, total of 19, 17 were police officers, 1 detective, 1 captain. And then for our deferred drop program, we had a total of 438. For our mayoral fellows program, we will culminate that. That's the city of Detroit and ours will culminate on August the 7th. For our other interns, we have a total of 62 for our DPD prep, our headquarters in our Wayne State. Those programs will culminate between August the 7th and August the 14th, and our next DPD Wayne State University Cohort 3 orientation will begin on August the 24th, and as of right now, they have 25 students that are scheduled, that have registered for that program. Our next academy class will graduate on July 31st. Pending any questions, that concludes the HR report.
Thank you, Director Patillo. Recognize Commissioner DeWalsh.
Thank you for that report. I appreciate it. Just have a couple of questions on some of the reports that are provided. You did say that these figures are year-end, and our year-end is June 30th.
Correct. So this report will be the last for the June 30th. So when you get the report next month,
time.
those numbers that I read will start over.
Right, okay. The reason why I'm asking is because I did see two reports here for separation summary. One is a fiscal year July through June, but the other one is a calendar year, and it's up until June, and I'm just wondering why the two reports? Is there
So we normally give two. So we give you the fiscal year numbers, so you'll see all the numbers, and then we give you a calendar year snapshot from January to June.
Okay, but no specific reason for that? I mean, did somebody request it, or?
We've been requested previously.
To do that? Okay.
Yes.
It just doesn't sound like something that we should be getting to, because I was looking at the figures without looking at the title, and I'm thinking, okay, why are these different? And then I realized it after you said
right, and also
fiscal year.
Budgetary is fiscal.
Okay.
Fiscal year.
Okay. And then just very quickly, you have a report in here that says agencies that requested information from DPD.
Correct. So several years.
What kind of information would that be?
So they'll request the file. So if someone is interested in going to another agency, or if another agency is interested in some of our sworn personnel, that was a request from the BOPC previously several years ago, and that request was, can you annotate how many other agencies come here seeking information?
Okay, so all of the information, there's nine requests.
Correct.
And I'm assuming that those occurred during the fiscal year, not the calendar year, the fiscal year.
That occurred in 1 month.
Oh.
So where you see it says agencies that requested information, that was just of the month of June.
Just for June. Okay, so 9 requests came in.
Yes.
And all of the information, because it doesn't say here what was requested, all of these were for
another
potential candidates for other departments.
That's normally why they come. Now, I can't tell you if they were hired or not, but normally.
No, I just want to know what the information was that requested, because it's not in the title, Okay. And then just wanted to make an observance, and that is, because these are end-of-year numbers, just for the purpose of the public, for the 336 people that were hired this fiscal year, we actually had a total number of 5,479 applicants. So that's significant. It's like 16 to 1. Or is it 16? I thought I divided it, and it was like 16 to 1. So you almost need 20 applicants for every one that you hire. That, to me, that's a lot.
Yes, we process a lot of applicants.
A lot of people, a lot of applicants. And then I also noticed that of the 336 that we hired, is that the total for the fiscal year, 336, right?
That would be the total.
Okay.
For the fiscal year, yes.
For the fiscal year, July through June.
Correct.
262 officers left.
Yes.
So we're replacing people that are leaving, pretty much.
Yes.
Because the new officers are only 74 for the whole year, or if I take those numbers. So it's hard to catch up or to, surpass the number, or to make the number if we have that many leaving almost. So I thought that was interesting information. And I just wanted to make that point. And then, I did want to say that where I work, Sarah Metro, we're a workforce development agency, and the Detroit Police Department has been actively working with our agency and with Detroit at Work, which is the employment and training arm of the city of Detroit. We had I don't know if I mentioned this at the last meeting, I was not here last week, but we had a job fair a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and Detroit police were there. They're always at our job fairs that we hold 3 or maybe 4 a year. And we had 600 people come to our job fair. We had 44 employers, and DPD is always there. So I did want to mention that. They're actively recruiting in Southwest Detroit and in everywhere we have them, Northwest Activity Center, Samaritan Center, wherever we have them, DPD is always there. Today, we had an exclusive job fair just for DPD at our center, which is on Michigan and Wyoming in Southwest Detroit. And I think it would just be a good idea, I'm not sure how it went because it started at 10 and it was going to go till 3 or 4, but it was just DPD. It was a single employer, and hopefully they'll get applicants. But I think for something like that, when we know in advance that any one of our agencies or groups that we work with are going to have something that will help with recruitment, we should get a flyer. Just like we get a flyer for the walk with the chief, we should get a flyer for those because all of us can promote that for the DPD. We could make copies and pass them out so that more people can know about it.
Okay.
So that's just a recommendation. But thank you for participating in all of our job fairs and work activities. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Commissioner Chair. DeWalsh? I still get that in. I still get it. Going around the table, all right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Director Patillo.
Thank you.
At this time, we'll move on to the board secretary.
Through the chair, if I may take privilege here, speaking of recruitment, I think the Board of Police Commissioners can be definitely take pride in the fact that one of the YAP members, the Youth Advisory Council of the BOPC, a young man by the name of Jabari, and I don't have Jabari's last name here. However, I'm sorry?
Jefferson.
Jefferson. Okay, so you probably already know. He was applied in July of 2023. He was active with YAP in 2024 and 2025, but he is presently at the police academy. So BOPC is recruiting. With that, and kudos, I have to shout out for our team member, Teresa Blossom, and all that she does. Not to say that the commissioners don't take part, but she does an awesome job together with Janya in promoting YAP and the applications and everything they do in great detail. So we're very proud of that work. Excuse me. And to the instant report under tab 7, the weekly reports, facial recognition and shot spotter. The policy committee memorandum is there as well. And I ask that you take special note, 7D. There's a policy directive there, 201.2, patrol-related reports, as the board approved that there is to be minimally a week prior to proposed action. So I ask that you take special note on that policy, review it, because it will come before the board for action next week. Also, excuse me, take note as well of 7E. I believe when the agenda came out on Tuesday, there was another request for change of duty status, but that particular officer has since resigned. The announcements for the week are as follows. There are no committee meetings slated for next week. The next board meeting will be here in Public Safety Headquarters at 3 p.m. next Thursday, July 23rd. The August community meeting is scheduled for 6:30 p.m. on Thursday, August 13th. We will be in the 5th Precinct, Wayne County Community District Eastern Campus, which is located 5901 Connor Street in Detroit, Michigan. And I would be remiss, I think as many of you know, one of the team members on BOPC, located here on 7th floor, a young lady by the name of Candace Roy will be completing her tenure. I want to say her present tenure, because we would love to have her back. But however, we are going to be wishing her farewell tomorrow, and have clearly she's going to be a wonderful asset wherever she goes. She has performed tremendously with the team since my coming on board. She was here when I arrived almost 2 years ago, and we're very proud. And I often say, from my old HR experience, that when you have other employees coming to take your employees, we have done a good job, the board that is, in giving her additional skills and enhancing and allowing the performance to flourish. That ends the report, Chair Jones.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Commissioner Woods.
Yes, thank you, Madam Secretary. Through the chair, and as the Secretary stated, Ms. Candace Roy will be tremendously missed. We deeply appreciate her dedicated service to the citizens of the city of Detroit, and being a very powerful asset to the team. So we really thank her for all the sacrifices that she's made for the citizens, and wish her Godspeed.
If I may, Chair, I was remiss by not mentioning the only reason she's not in the room today is because she has had a senior, high school senior, and she is doing the mom business today. He will be attending Central State. And so they are there for orientation, which she postponed from last month. But she will be in the office, back in the office tomorrow, which will be her farewell day. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. And please let her know job well done on behalf of the Board of Police Commissioners. Commissioner Morris.
Yes. Do we have any events scheduled for the youth or youth activities that are coming up? Because I like to see, the things that we do with the youth, and I like that report for the individual that's now inside the academy. But, we had at the committee meeting the other day, 2 of my mentees who are over here right now today, so they've been following the board now, and they seen a flyer. They have seen this flyer. He said, "Oh, that's Commissioner Woods right here." So they starting to follow the board and whatnot. And then I seen Commissioner Woods with a group of teens that looked like they were excited that he was working with today. So I definitely want to step that up. I want to do a lot more youth events and youth engagement. So do we have anything scheduled? Or if not, what can we do to start setting up more things for youth engagement?
Ms. Blossom.
Teresa Blossom, Police Community Relations Coordinator. Through the chair, the board established the Youth Advisory Panel as a youth group to provide feedback to the board on youth encounters with police in the community, and to review certain policies as they come before the board, or to speak out on policies they feel are needed or are not fully implemented the way they want to see in the community. The goal of the Youth Advisory Panel is also to participate in BOPC meetings, which is why at your June community meeting, you had Christopher Plummer, who is currently a co-lead advocate of YAP, come before the board and speak to the board. So our goal, and there were 2 other YAP members at that meeting as well. So the goal of the engagement is to get more youth engaged directly with the board and civilian oversight, in the hopes that we can grow not only great leaders for the community, which many of them hold that spot already in their neighborhoods, but also continue to build that skill set of civilian oversight and police accountability of every type of leader that Detroit gets in the next generation. So they also go to DPD events, including the police reconciliation events that are held in the precincts, along with the walk a mile. We do try to make sure that they're always engaging in BOPC events.
Through the chair.
Yes, sir.
Again, I understand that those are DPD events. We do have a community engagement fund that the city council just approved for us. And I'm speaking in terms of I know the functions of it and what they're supposed to do, but you know, BOPC events with the youth, our own events where the commissioners engage with the youth. We go on outings with the youth. We do certain things. I know we're working on the scholarship program, and that's coming along. So we definitely want to, you know, thank you for that. But we want to do some more events, Board of Police Commissioner events. Not them engaging with DPD, that's separate. The Board of Police Commissioners. I would like to see us commissioners engaging more with the youth and having our own events, which is what the city council gave us funding for. And at the same time, you know, the city council urged us to start using our funding because at the end of every year, we come back and we still have a lot of funds that are unused. So I definitely would like to see some more Board of Police Commissioner youth events. That's it.
Through the chair, we did have a staff work group look at the funding that the city council provided. We made some recommendations, and I think they're moving forward for the board to make some decisions about how you want to expend the $100,000 that was allocated for this fiscal year only from the city council.
Thank you, Commissioner Woods.
Yeah, and through the chair, I hear you very loudly, clearly, Commissioner Morris, as relates to, I think that, if I'm correct, Madam Secretary, the YAP, they meet as an entity every week, every month, monthly, and is that correct?
I apologize. Through the chair, the Youth Advisory Group meets monthly on Zoom. We provided a quarterly schedule to everyone. We'll recirculate that quarterly schedule. They just recently had their quarterly meeting this past June, so their next quarterly meeting is in the fall. Their priority is to engage with the board at the board meetings. They set their priorities in that way. And also to do other things, because we are talking about 15-year-olds to 24-year-olds, so they usually are in school, but also to make sure that they're learning how to provide other information to commissioners about DPD and its interactions. So I will definitely take the feedback to the Youth Advisory Panel that in addition to their main event, which is the Police Chiefs Forum, the board may be interested in some city funding for the group to do other engagement.
Through the chair, I think that it would be good for Commissioner Morris or any other commissioner who need to engage with the board's Youth Advisory Council to engage them and see if that, well,
through the chair, that's why I was asking,
right.
were there events? I would like to see the Youth Advisory Council do some more events and functions and go on some outings and field trips and things. That's why I inquired or where they were so I can join in. I love engaging with the youth.
Yeah.
Through the chair, we'll recirculate the quarterly meeting schedule.
Thank you.
And also, whenever they're here, we do try to recognize them so the board knows and introduce them.
Thank you.
Through the chair, may I? Just real quick, I think that the board should meet with the youth before the quarterly meeting, because before you know it, we're going to run out of time to spend these funds.
Yes.
We're going to have to spend them by probably April of next year. So if you're talking about September, we've already, So I think even monthly or at one of their monthly meetings.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner DeWalsh.
Yeah, she said the meetings are on Zoom.
Okay.
We'll work that out.
Okay.
Thank you.
Through the chair.
Yes, ma'am.
Also, YAP, did you mention that YAP will be featured this week?
Through the chair, thank you for the reminder, Police Commissioner Carter. The Youth Advisory Panel was asked because of its activity through the Police Chiefs Forum to interview with a national news network, ABC Nightline, interview 2 YAP members today, and they will be featured hopefully in this Friday's coverage of youth activities, safety, around the dialogue of teen takeovers, which was also discussed at the Police Chiefs Forum.
Okay, see, we didn't know that.
Thank you, Commissioner Carter. Looking around the table? No.
Through the chair, it's easy to bring them in, and I'm sure they would be more than happy to plan events with the board. We've just never had that kind of money before.
Right.
So this is the first time, so thank you for raising that. And I'm sure that there'll be no problem with us planning things in the future.
Yes, thank you.
Through the chair,
Yes, Commissioner Ivey.
with this community engagement fund, and I'm loving the fact we're focusing in on our youth, but we can also utilize these funds for community engagement per se, correct? Okay, just wanted to be clear.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Ivey. With that, we are on to unfinished business. Looking around the table, none. Item number 9, any new business? Then the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please indicate by aye.
Aye.
Motion stands. Meeting is adjourned.
Be safe, everybody.
Thank you.
Be safe. Thank you, everyone, for coming out.
Everybody.